Aloha mai Kapu. Baby do mai I oko akau, ia Kapu akau, I ke ia ko. Mahalo nui I ka hele ana mai I ke ia ko no ka ho'omanaho ana I ke au puni o Hawaii. Ka mea I ho'okahuli ia, ho'okari, aneri, I ho'okalua, kumalua, makahiki aku nei. So aloha to all of us, e kapoe Aloha Aina, aloha. Mahalo to everybody for coming tonight to help us to remember, commemorate, learn about, as we mark the 122nd anniversary of the overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom. We have some good stuff lined up for tonight. Our first panel will be talking about what we titled our event tonight, which is Ka Āina. Ea meaning life, breath, sovereignty, rule, and of course Aina being land. After that first panel, we'll have a reenactment of the Queen's Women, which portrays an actual meeting of the Hui Aloha Aina o Nā Aikāne post-overthrow, where our kupuna were organizing against the annexation to America. And then we will finally have two last speakers, Walter Vinny and Kalekua Kaeo.
So, if we're going to get started, first of all, I could call up from the west side of Maui, all the way from Aula Valley on the other side. One of our great leaders of our Hawaiian community from the west side, Ka Āina, and to come from Oahu, but ancestral, I'll say that on Maui is responsible. All of the Ka Āina will come and share about this upcoming event on this island. Second, I'd like to call up originally from Hawaii. Now I actually lived in Hawaii for a little while, and now on Oahu, finishing up his graduate degree, Mr. Andre Perez. University organization, student organization. He's come there, share, and his partner is Kumpan, his Hoa, his Makana, Ilima Seto-Long, who also ends the Long family, ancestral family from Maui also. And she'll be able also to share with Andre talking about their organization's work at the University of Hawaii, especially with education and self-determination. Mahalo to Ilima. We're going to get right into this, and the first one I would like to mahalo one of our trustees, newly elected trustees from Oahu, Leao Isa, we have over there. She's over here. Thank you for coming and sharing this with us. If there are any questions in Oahu, you can go now. But I'd like to just ask our guests, maybe to start off, maybe kind of give an initial, 15 minutes perhaps, 10-15 minutes on your work, what you'd like to share. And at the completion, if you run down, at the completion, perhaps we may have some time for some audience questions or audience concerns about your work. So I'm going to start off with Brother eaumoku.
Aloha mai Kapu. I do one slideshow that actually will play for the duration of our talk, and it was about our Kaori-Lei march back in 2009. Just to get kind of the brain stimulating, and you're probably going to see some familiar faces out there. You can see some pressing things, some pictures that really look good. But I think what needs to happen is through the projection, I think, kind of keep the dialogue on where we're going next from here. I know 2009 Kaori-Lei march was an opportunity to kind of get the communities together and try to figure out what we're going to do next. So now, 5 years later, 2015, out of all the trials and tribulations that we faced from 2009, now 2015 today, I there's a bigger spin because there's a lot of things happening in the community, especially with the federal government and the Department of the Interior, and just a whole bunch of things that are happening at the same time. So we're going to have this kind of continue playing on the places that we went when we did the Porch March around Maui. Myself, basically, I was born in Hawaii. And, okay. And I had to return home, and on my father's wishes, saying that we gotta come home in Ka Āina to Kaori-Lei. So that was back, I guess, going on 19 years now I've been here. But not knowing that this was the hiapo of my ohana's birth. So came back and literally steered into some political directions. And why I say that is because, I never would find myself back 17 years ago or 16 years ago getting politically involved in all these kinds of politics with the county, state, as well as the federal government. So, back in 2000, 2001, I was kind of appointed by the mayor back then when Alan Arakawa was sitting in his office to sit in as one of the Cultural Resources Commissioners for the County of Maui. I served 5 years. Then later on, simultaneously at the same time, I served in the state Maui Nā Aikāne Borough Council. I served in that capacity for 8 years. 4 of those years I was the chair. Today, previously, now I'm still serving because of something to do with the bylaws. You're only supposed to do 8 years, but they changed the bylaws to allow me to run for another 4 consecutive years. I'm now currently the chair of the Native Hawaiian Stock Preservation Council under the Board of Trustees of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. And I also served as an advisory representative for West Pacific Regional Fisheries Management Council. So with that, all that kind of political one line, all that, I'm I would say basically a political wreck. Because I guess my whole involvement in getting involved in all these things was, okay, where do we fit in a society that's Kamaka? And why was it necessary that all of a sudden I made this great leap into this realm by, what was my purpose? Why did I all of a sudden dwell in those areas of learning all these CCNRs, these covenants, these rules, 60 on the federal laws, 13300, the Magnuson-Stevens Act, which is under the federal laws that protect indigenous peoples of the world, understanding the county side on the 343, on the Hawaii Administrative Rules, the Hawaii Revised Statutes that protect rights of Native Hawaiians. Yeah? And found out that, a lot of those things are literally watered. It's watered to a point as to where they only look at dialogue and creating a comfort zone on how can we just get along as Kanakas. Yeah, so that's why I say I'm a political wreck, because still today, still striving, just trying to figure out, okay, where's the avenue or where's the venue that we need to go to find help. So in 2007, we started a process through a lot of kupuna statewide to kind of put together a traditional versus contemporary management system. And now it's known today as the eaumoku Advisory Committee under the DLNR. And I don't like the way it sounds, because when we first started that process, it was to be autonomous from the state, to give the community a grassroots effort to make sure that what recommendations from the community on a traditional management level would resonate, to have the county and the state adopt these kinds of recommendations from the community on better managing our resources on that emotion. Been involved in that for 12 years. I serve today as the CEO for eaumoku Maui Inc. My kuleana is to network with 12 mokus on Maui. Maui has 12 mokus. In 1954, Maui only had 6 mokus because it was a judicial decree on how they were scrunching everybody's kuleanas together to make it, what do you call it, a public trust doctrine. We say we have benefits, we have rights, but under the public trust doctrine, when you look at that, we don't have any rights, we don't have any benefits, we belong to the general trust. Then learning a little bit more about, you know, these CCNRs and covenants about these small little underlining of what is our pertinent rights and responsibilities is Kamaka. That is the window of opportunity where we got to even work more hard to really strive and get to that goal. So I put a whole bunch of pictures up here on what it was actually like to go around. And this was the start of trying to get the community together so we can get leaders to step out from each moku, to take responsibilities when it came to the state, county, and federal level. Now today, we have representatives all over Maui that serve on the Aloha No councils. Yeah, and there's a few of them over here that look kind of nervous. I'm not going to mention names, like Gila, but one of them is Jocelyn Costa in the back. She's the representative of the local councils for Popo district. So every moku, this was the hospice that started the creation of the formation of a council that is based on traditional management, and it's based for, basically follows the guidelines of Kaori-Lei. Yeah, so I have a lot of pictures up here that might be kind of a little bit wrenching on the inside, like dealing with certain issues out there in the political realm. It's going to be a hard step for us. So I just wanted to share a little bit, and the slide will continue on, you know, what is the value for us as a couple thing. And I just wanted to mention that we go walk around the island again, starting February 28th to March 7th, and we're starting from Mokula, doing the ceremony, lighting up the fire. But this time we also walking not just with the torch, but we're walking with the image of Roma Makua. And with the kokua from Aloha Āina, taking the petition around the islands and having everybody also get involved by signing the petition, because I think the petition is the wrench to the road. That's all I can say.